Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel and welcome to Archaeo SMP Season 2. I am so excited for Season 2, you guys. I'm too excited. Too excited for Season 2. You may be wondering, ArchaeoPlays, what's up with Season 1? Where is Season 1? Season 1 was a stream-only series that I did, so I do have all of the VODs on YouTube, and I've linked to the playlist for all of those VODs down in the description below, so you can still catch up on Season 1. It just wasn't a video series, whereas this season, I've decided to make videos. I've decided to make videos because I thought it would be a fun video series. So we're in Season 2. Welcome, welcome. So, what is Archaeo SMP? Well, Archaeo SMP is a server for archaeologists and people who are archaeology enthusiasts. This is a closed server. You won't be able to join. There's no link to be able to join. But the people on here are archaeologists and archaeology students, some of them, and a number of them are also just very enthusiastic about archaeology. And the theme of the server, obviously, is archaeology. So one of the things we do is we build stuff that's either like real-life archaeological stuff to build, or we build things that have a whole lot of lore behind them, or we build ruins on the server. And speaking of ruins, one of the things that we do, one of the things we have done and will do in the future, is we have taken some of our builds from Season 1 and brought them into Season 2. And some of them we've brought them in as like entire builds, like this treehouse here. But some of the ruins we also have, like they're ruined. Some of the builds from Season 1, we brought them in completely as ruins. And there's like stuff growing through them and everything. And I hid them around the server so that people can find them as they explore. And yeah, we'll see how long it takes us to find them all. We launched the season over on stream. We did 2 stream events launching the season. So I'm gonna hop back and forth between my current recording and all of us hanging out on stream. So let me give you a brief, let's give you a brief tour of Spawn as we go around the server. Hello.
Hi.
Oh, sorry,
Hi.
I was standing right inside of Clara, sorry.
No,
Wow.
you were sitting next to me and I was having fun with it. It's all good.
Oh, good, okay. It's a rather cramped little treehouse. For anybody who was tuning in last season, you probably recognize this treehouse. It is the treehouse from when Joel versus Arthritis visited the server and we did his podcast / talk show YouTube thing. We brought it through to Season 2 and thought it would be really nice as like a central spawn point. Also, it has a bed, which is helpful. So, yeah.
Don't give me that look, Harold.
He jumped out of the treehouse to sleep. That's awesome.
No, I
and there was
fell
a bed right
out of the
there.
treehouse to
Yeah.
sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely easy to fall over the wooden fences here.
No, the trapdoors along the stairs going down.
Oh,
Yeah.
that would do it. That would do it. Yep.
But they do look pretty, so
They do look
They
pretty.
do, yes.
They're my favorite
Yes.
trapdoor style in the game. Yeah, so this is not everybody on the server. We have myself and Dragon and Harold and Johanna and KMB, who's new this season. Hello, welcome in.
Hello, hello.
Hello,
Glad to
hello.
be here.
And then we
Hello.
have Moon and Lazugod. And have I missed anybody? I don't think so. I started
Wow.
going alphabetically and then I started going by people I could see, so I went totally out of order in any way that I could track it.
Did you say Clara?
I thought I said Clara. Did I say Clara? But we also
I
have
don't know.
Clara. I don't know either.
I don't know.
I wasn't paying
Lazargod is
attention.
in the chat. It's just there's people sleeping there, so we'll be text only.
That's fine. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wake people up. It's fine.
Yeah, it's very early for people in North America. It's like 7 in the morning or 6 in the morning if you're on Central Time. So it's early.
that's right. Everyone gets a special surprise of hearing our morning voices.
Yeah, exactly. We're all hyped up on caffeine. I mean, I say this. I'm in Scotland. I'm still hyped
Yeah, we
up
don't
on
have an
caffeine.
excuse. The European ones don't have an excuse, but you know.
We're European, so we're hyped up on caffeine all the time. Does that work? I feel like that works.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it should.
Hello. Welcome.
Hi.
Welcome
Hello.
to Spawn. We're in a tree. We should probably move from a tree. What is Is there?
Yeah,
you might want to go outside and look.
I kind of noticed that.
Yeah.
That wasn't there like half an hour ago when I was
Yeah, it was.
dealing.
That's
Was it?
been there for
Oh.
2 days.
2 days? Okay,
Yeah.
well, I was so worried about accidentally messing up people's player data that I didn't. What you may have noticed is that Spawn, there's a lot of builds around Spawn. We built some communal stuff around Spawn, to get to know some of our new players and also just have kind of like a community event and to make sure all of our mods and such worked before we went live.
There we go.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, hold on.
Okay.
We're gonna look at all the cool builds in a second, but we need to see what is currently on top
What
of.
is happening?
Excellent.
Oh,
Oh, right.
geez.
It's an enormous
Free
Joel
cam.
versus Arthritis with a cake. That's true. Free cam exists.
Oh
That's
my gosh,
amazing. Yeah, I may or may not have, Joel, if you're watching this, I may have added your head to a shop, at least
Oh, no.
temporarily. So, it's fine. Just, cake. Do we want to do a bit of a tour around Spawn? Maybe?
Yes, please.
Yeah, let's do it.
Sure. Okay, I'm going to start here because that's where I am, even if it doesn't necessarily make sense to start with this one.
Post office.
This is our post office. People who built the post office. Do you want to chat about the post office? Maybe Harold?
Yeah, sure. So the post office, the idea is it's all open air, so anyone walking by can see their mailbox. We'll put names on the mailbox. And Lazagad did an awesome job creating all the redstone, so the light lights up when you have mail.
Yeah, so let's see. Do we...
Nice.
And then on top there's a little patio so people can sit up and look over the beautiful
Yeah,
Spawn.
there's like a staircase over this way, right?
Yep.
Very cute.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
What? Happy
Oh, yeah,
birthday!
right.
Here.
Ah,
Hmm.
There you
Happy
go, have a
birthday,
cake.
KMB.
Thank you, thank you.
We needed a place to sleep,
What?
but it's not really a
Excuse
town.
me?
Mm-hmm.
It's basically an oasis. So
There's
it's like,
a
you know what?
patrol here.
Campsite.
What?
There's a patrol.
There's a patrol.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
well,
look at that. We have.
maybe
They're coming to the party.
maybe just avoid that part of Spawn for now, maybe.
Yeah, they're here. They're just here,
Yeah, that's okay. They
looking
can...
at us.
That's okay.
They're,
Hi,
If
they're
guys.
welcoming us.
They're
to the-
just
Yeah, they're like-
they're excited for launch
Yep.
too. They wanted
Are
to get
they
involved.
friendly?
Bye.
Yeah, so I built a campsite with some trees and stuff.
Yeah.
The trees.
And little tents here. I can show people.
Yep.
Inside the tents, they've got little I was gonna say houses. I don't know why. Beds is what I actually meant. This is a basically a starting point. So last season when we started, I gave everybody like a chest that had some starting gear in it because we had people who'd never played Minecraft before. So I was like, I'll give you some wooden tools and some food so that you don't immediately perish. And so this is basically the same thing, except you just need to put an oak log into the vault. And the nice thing about vaults is that you can configure them with commands to give different loot tables. So it gives the loot of a starter chest if you put a log in it. And there are logs in each of the barrels for anybody who wants some starter gear.
I love how we
Alright,
decided
I'm
to
gonna
put a
go
vault
next.
so it would not go to waste if people didn't want it. But now that it's a vault, everyone wants to get it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
the
yeah.
cool new thing. It's the cool new thing.
And then I was playing with different colors, so I don't know if I like the look of this shop, but I'm going with it. This is
I love it.
This
I
is
like
the
it.
head shop. So basically it's everybody's player heads.
Sorry.
And you can come here, and if you want, I don't know, like Lazagod's head, you just push the button. And why? Oh, because it goes to the closest player.
I got it. Yeah, sorry.
There we go. It's because I tried doing it with the
I keep getting these heads.
the executor of the command, but it wasn't because it's a button. It was weird. So yeah, so it goes to the closest player, which means make sure you're the closest. Harold's just getting a
man.
big ego. That's just
Oh.
it's fine. After getting those 2 stone tools from the server, it's just like
That's right.
It's all gone to his head. On that note,
Wow.
Right.
and then we have the recycling center. So the recycling center, basically last season, you may have noticed that there was a giant pile of shulker boxes at spawn that V's made a yard sale out of, and it was so convenient. So the recycling center is that idea, just a little bit more of a formal build. Basically
Sure.
like chests and bookshelves and barrels and things where people can bring materials that they don't want or don't need. And you can come and have a look at the recycling center, see if there's anything you would like that is here, and take whatever's here, basically. And then we have a fun little fountain that Clara built.
Yay.
this just
Yeah,
kind of
it just felt like it needed it because the path just
Yeah,
looked
it's
like a
pretty
weird
cool.
X
Yeah.
otherwise.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then we have a map wall. There's,
Yeah,
if you wanna-
there's obviously no map yet, but it's gonna be a map
No maps.
of
Just a
everyone.
blank canvas for now.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and at some point we'll put like maps in the barrels, and people will be able to like make a copy of the map their base or farm or something is in,
Yeah.
and like go mark and where their stuff is, pretty
Yeah.
much. So we can have like a map of the server and see people's bases and everything.
Mm-hmm. So that they're all central at spawn. So
Yeah.
if you can't easily find something on our, we have a server-based map online. But if you can't find something there, you can check here, and it'll give you the actual coordinates and go from there. Because we all know how bad I am at finding things on a server. I love how I'm an archaeologist. I'm really bad at finding things without a
it
map.
happens.
I'm
Well,
great
yeah,
at
no,
finding
so-
things when
Important
I
thing is
don't
to
have
find
to.
things in your 1x1. You know.
Yeah,
That-
exactly. When I don't have to pay
Yeah.
attention to cardinal directions, I'm great at finding things. It's as soon as it's like, this is east of here, I'm like, oh gosh, which way is east? And then we have the archaeological office, archaeological society. I'm really proud of this build. I really like it. This is
so cool.
This is a nod to all
It
of
is
the
pretty cool.
archaeologists and anybody who's ever worked in a heritage setting before. There's a little diorama display here that took me forever with all of the armor stands, hence why there's only one house in the display, because that took me like an hour, and I didn't feel like doing more.
Oh, this
So,
is so awesome.
So it's a
This
little
is so
diorama, and then over here there's make your own pottery shirts. So it's like a little kids activity center with little shirts that they could color in and stuff. And then there's like a whole museum display over here. I didn't put like actual text for the museum display because I didn't have the time. But it's like a little display, and this is like the start of it. But if anybody had like an exhibit that they wanted to put together, they can put it together for the Archaeological Society. We can change all this up, and then the other bit that's like super mega not well. Oh, also there's a geology wall, because if you've ever been to an
Yay.
archaeological office, there's almost always some kind of rock art thing happening. So yeah, I made a wall of geology because that's how it goes. And then the other thing is that the archaeological offices are downstairs, down a really slightly weird staircase that has a whole bunch of filing cabinets and boxes and stuff. Number one, this is a ranging rod. I love making ranging rods in Minecraft for archaeology. And this is the archaeological office. And I may have tapped into my inner archaeologist for this. Archaeological offices are usually like in a cramped room in the basement with low lighting and like equipment stacked everywhere. So this is like a true archaeological experience here. And I also included high vis and hard hats for people because it had to be an immersive experience. So that's that. And then the only other part of this building is very permit office vibes. Yeah, exactly. The other element of this building is that it's a weird shape, because I have never been in an archaeological building that isn't the weirdest shape I've ever seen. So yeah, that's why it looks weird. And then
Almost.
we have this. This is our spawn-based nether portal. I'm gonna let Clara and Dragon describe this.
Dragon, your turn.
With the trails,
Trial.
the trial chambers, I wanted to do something that was an homage to that. So we stuck very much with the themed colors that you find in the chambers, and then of course the sword for the battle aspect of that.
Now I haven't been into the nether. This goes to the nether roof, I believe.
It does.
Put it onto the nether roof, and part of that is because our nether hub is going to be on the roof this season, because A, it's safer, and B, it's a little bit easier to design, but also because Clara and Dragon are very far away. Their base area is very far away from the rest of us. So this kind of came about because Harold was well, it wasn't just Harold, but we were interested in having people build something at spawn, and having some like organic decoration builds as well. And Dragon was like, but does magma count as organic? And so it's nature based. So it's a nether tree.
Yeah.
Life sentence for stealing from the tree of the dead. Oh, okay. That'll do it. And then we have the Respawn Express.
AKA the safest
Woo!
theme park in the world.
The safest
Yes,
theme park
yes.
in the world.
Yes.
So there's this little plane called the Wright Brothers Break Room. If you push the button, I didn't catch it on camera, but if you push the button, it launches you over into minecarts and you get squished, which is great. I love the little plane design. It's phenomenal. There we go.
Now you get a demo.
It
Yeah.
shows that
Bye.
because it launches you into a room that breaks you.
Yeah, it's that's great.
Oh,
It's amazing.
Nice.
And the reason that we have the Respawn Express for anybody who is new this season is because we play with keep inventory on. We have a lot of people on the server who are chronically ill, and losing all your gear in Minecraft is never fun, but it's especially not fun if you're trying to like do something on the server and distract yourself from chronic pain,
God,
and then all of a sudden you end up falling into lava and losing all your stuff. It kind of defeats a lot of the fun in the game. Oh my gosh, this is adorable!
There's baby V's.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's baby
It's
V's.
so
Look
baby
at that.
V's. Oh my gosh.
Oh, these armor stands are so cool.
Dragon, did you see the one at the corner?
I
Yeah,
mean, I'm short, but
Robert Sketches is getting stuff.
Oh my
There-
god, come here, guys. There's baby Archaeo.
What? Baby me?
Oh, that is.
Where?
Baby you.
Oh, over here.
Over here? Ha!
I love the
that I'm on a
block.
booster seat.
Oh my gosh.
That's awesome.
Oh my
I
god.
approve. This is great.
Also,
Who's on the moon?
Yeah, what am I told? No.
you're holding.
I had a few too many beers,
I
I
was
think.
gonna say, yeah, there's a little bit.
It looks like Moon is trying to do something devious to the meal prep.
Oh,
yeah,
is
because that's a
oh
splash
gosh.
potion.
Moon, are
Oh,
you trying to
no.
poison everybody?
It's not gonna be
No.
jump boost or health.
No,
you know.
yeah, I love
No,
giving
no,
jump
no.
boost to a roasting
Yeah.
goblin.
Yeah, no. Oh my god, imagine.
That
Oh
would be
my
funny
gosh.
though.
Splash
Splash
potion
of
of
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire
Oh, gosh.
sauce, I think. Yes.
There you go.
excellent.
Sure,
Yes.
we'll go with that. It looks
Yeah.
really pretty with shaders as well.
Oh, I haven't actually looked.
I don't have mine. I was using free cam, so I didn't put iris back in.
So good with shaders. It looks so good. Oh my goodness. I mean, all of Spawn looks so good in general and
Yeah.
with shaders. But yeah, the a lot of us hadn't seen this build yet, so this is so good. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean-
that looks really cool. There's a rainbow right now behind the tree.
Oh, because it
Oh.
was raining.
It
Wait,
looks so cool.
Really?
Oh, that's nice.
With
Hold
I
on,
don't
I
think
got
I
a
do rainbow
screenshot of it. I'll post
Oh,
it in
that's
the
so cute.
Discord.
Hold on, here, get around this tree. So this is Spawn. This is it. And oh, let me not fall off the edge. Ooh, I've got mail. Hold on, let's go see what mail I've got. Hold on. What have I got? Oh my goodness, bamboo and a cookie. Cookies are also a thing on this server, and a cherry sapling, which is great, and a torch flower. That's also exciting. Where did somebody get a torch flower? Does somebody have sniffers already? My goodness, so many people have like diamonds, and I'm here with my iron stuff. I mean, it's pretty good. I've got a lot of protection 1 and then aqua affinity. Because we, first day 1, we decided in that stream launch, we toured Spawn, and then we decided it would be good to go mining. So let me show you how that went. Ooh,
I
cool.
saw someone had placed a crafting table. Is it still there?
Oh,
Yeah, there's a crafting
Okay.
table. Oh, well, up there, yes, there's a crafting table, and if you want to share a chest with me, you can.
Uh-huh.
is that?
Oh, this is
Is there a mine
one
shaft?
of those mine shaft. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Oh,
Abandoned mine shaft. Cue the death montage. Firstly, I have found glowberries, which is phenomenal. But they're in a chest. It's not a lush cave.
I'll
also
save
found
you, Moon.
beetroot seeds, so that's exciting. Oh, and I found pumpkin seeds. Oh my goodness, I'm getting a whole bunch of useful things. And feather falling 4.
Oh,
What?
wow.
What?
I found a feather
Wow.
falling 4 enchanted book.
I think
Oh
the
my
universe is
goodness.
trying to tell you something there, Archaeo.
And then, as if caving wasn't enough, V's and Moon decided to raid an ocean monument, and the rest of us decided to join. So that's why we enchanted our gear, because we didn't trust that we would survive an ocean monument. And to be honest, I didn't. I spent a lot of the time trying to make sure that the Guardians were not bothering the builders. We were trying to build some stuff and trying to break in. So I was trying to lure the Guardians away, which is why I've died 16 times. I think it's time for death montage number 2. And then Moon, Dragon, and Clara decided to help me set up another portal and come see where my base area is gonna be.
Me wanting to murder him,
Let's
and now
maybe do this.
you're the one who volunteered to do it first.
Here.
I mean, sure, you get to, you know.
I
get to
know,
live
you
with-
go
next
for
to
it.
him. No. You have to live with
gonna
him.
do
so I guess
traditional
you get to,
portal.
You revenge.
I mean, I'm
You know.
voluntarily living with him, so.
I mean,
For
you
sure.
know, you can kill him. I just
No,
you,
go for it.
you're so excited
I'm
about it.
gonna-
I just want to hunt him with the baguettes,
Ah.
and then I'm good.
No,
I'm good.
Get him to death with
I
the
think
baguette.
that
Let's
That was painful.
Yeah,
go. Let's do that again.
Go in the lava. Yay!
there you go.
Ooh, this ought to be a unique message.
Oh, to escape.
Yay.
If only the bread had been named. We could have named
Right?
it as a baguette.
Oh,
Man.
Fire
I know how to
it up.
play.
Fire it up.
Fire
Fire
it.
it up.
It is lit.
Come on, Dragon, come here.
There. Hey. Oh,
Yay.
careful, Moon.
Made it the
Hello,
best way
Dragon.
to look
Happy
at
to
it.
see
It said it
you.
wasn't right. And you just
So this is my base. So far, all I've got is the portal, and I have a chest and a crafting table and a bed, and also a gift. What's the gift? Hello? Who raided a mansion? I love how we've got torch flowers, we've got totems of undying, and I'm sitting here in my iron armor. And I have no diamonds to my name. I have picked up a diamond because somebody's chest exploded and I was helping to save it. But that's it. That's that's all I've got. So that's my base. So let's talk about the plan for season 2. The plan for this season, I am building Scottish archaeology. The theme for me this season is Scotland and Scottish archaeology. So we're going to be building a whole lot of Scottish archaeological sites all around this zone. And that's kind of the reason I wanted the taiga is, I mean, even though we don't necessarily have taiga in Scotland, but we have temperate rainforests. And I felt like the taiga, like a spruce taiga, kind of captures that vibe really well because of the podzol and the mossy stone and everything. It's the closest thing to it. That, and we're also relatively close, as you can see, to a dark oak forest or a dark forest. So that also captures quite a bit of the Scotland vibe. And then there's a plains biome that's north of us just a bit that I think would work really well for like windswept areas or like our upland areas here in Scotland. ArchaeoPlays, why are you talking with an accent? Why were you talking with an accent in some of those clips there? I can switch back and forth between an American accent and a Scottish accent, and it might take me a minute to kind of fall into one or the other if I'm consciously switching. But I when I'm in Scotland, I talk like this, and I live in Scotland, so this is like how I talk a lot. This is my normal sort of accent, really. There are certain, like, it's weird. So this is a linguistic thing. It's called code switching. And basically it'll change, my accent will change depending on who I'm talking to in Scotland. So if I'm talking to fellow Americans, a lot of the time it goes back to a North American accent. But if I'm talking to British people, it'll go to a Scottish accent. There's some people in Scotland who have never, like, I've never spoken to them in a North American accent. In fact, there are a lot of people in Scotland I've never spoken to with an American accent. And there are a lot of people in Scotland that I rarely speak to in a Scottish accent. So yeah, look, accents are weird, brains are fun. Linguistics, if you're interested in code switching, check out the field of linguistics because it's really, really cool. I can't believe that we already have a totem of undying. That's absurd. Also, for anyone who's struggling to understand the Scottish accent, I know that's a thing. There are subtitles on my videos. I put subtitles on all of my videos. I don't manually type subtitles on the VODs for live streams just because that's a lot to do. But I definitely put subtitles on all of my videos. I type subtitles manually. So if you're struggling to understand the Scottish accent, just turn on the subtitles and you'll be able to see. Right, so since we're doing Scottish archaeology, I need a starter house because this is not a viable house. This does not count as a house right now. We're going to be building a byre house or a turf house, which were relatively common in Scotland in a number of different periods, byre houses especially. And I mean, byre houses aren't necessarily made out of turf, but we're going to make ours out of turf. We're going to do a dirt hut, guys, as a starter base, but it's going to be a classy dirt hut, right? So get ready for a classy dirt hut. But for that, we also need a thatch roof, which means we need wheat. So I guess this is going to be where our wheat field is. We'll do that. And then we're going to grab some dirt as well, because we need some turf to build our turf house out of. So I'm gonna quickly gather some materials. We'll do a material gathering montage, and then I'll check back in with you guys when we're ready to start building. Hey, lush cave! We've got moss! Ugh, that is not where I want to be. I don't have a shield. Where'd you go? Did you not see me? Where did you go? Oh, you're over there. Hello. Is that a glitch? Okay. I mean, I was kind of asking for that. I'll take it. That's funny. That's really funny. All right. Let's go again. Oh, there are diamonds right here. Hold on. Let's get our first actual diamonds. Yeah, is that only one? There are two. I'm going to get a bit of spruce wood because we definitely need wood for the inside of the byre house. But ArchaeoPlays, why build out of turf if you have access to wood? Why did people use dirt instead? Because it was warmer. Believe it or not, earth houses or dirt houses, they keep heat a lot easier than wood houses do. So in Scotland and in all other places where it's often rather cold and rainy and wet, turf houses are a really big deal because they keep the warmth in. And so you use less fuel to keep everybody warm, and there's less risk of dampness or mold or illness, that kind of stuff. So that's why we're building out of turf. And that's why people built out of turf in the past as well. And some people still build their houses out of dirt. There are dirt houses that are built every single day. And actually, if you would like to know more about houses made out of dirt and such, you can check out, I've linked to a video on Lair, which is an archaeological site here in Scotland. And I've also linked to a video about making bricks out of dirt, also called compressed earth blocks. That was part of my bricks mini series. So have a look at those videos if you're curious about building out of turf and what that is and what that means. So in terms of building houses, especially somewhere in Scotland, you have to be careful of waterways because they flood really easily because we get so much rain. So I think if we set ourselves a little bit away from the water with our actual structures, so you can still see the water, but we're a little bit further back, I think that would be good. Maybe like in this zone, kind of where this tree is. Here, let's put that there. So we're thinking like here. Now, byre houses, like I'm building, actually, let's mark it out with spruce. They're usually like only a few meters wide. I'm gonna go with about 5 meters wide in the middle. That's probably towards the larger side of some of these structures, but they're not very big in the middle. They're not very wide, but they are very long. They're usually like, I don't know, 20 meters long. Let's go there, and then we'll do... So maybe we are going to be rather close to the portal, which is fine. 4, 5, and then we'll go... So 5 meters on the inside. And then I quite like these stones, but I don't know that I want this one right here. 1, 2. We go like 5 here. Okay. So if I then, we're gonna harvest this tree because this is in the way. And then these are like 20 meters long a lot of the time. So 1, 2, 3, this. Here we go. So we need to take this tree out and this tree out. Okay, so I think this is kind of the footprint that we're going for. And footprint just means like the outline of a building. And that's a really common term in archaeology and architecture. Also, a lot of people know the term already, but just in case you've heard it and you didn't know what it meant, it just means like the general outline of the building. So we're gonna have about 5 meters across inside of the build. I'm gonna put the wall down in the ground as well, just because we're gonna be using like slabs in a lot of this. So let me just, oh, it would help if I used the right tool. Let's do this. Okay. This is gonna be turf anyway, but it just marks out again like where I'm planning to be. And the thing with buyer houses is that they are both places for humans and places for animals. And the parts where the animals stay are separate to the parts where the humans stay. And the part where the animals stay is usually a little bit bigger than where the humans stay. Just because animals are quite large. And if you want to have a lot of them, you kind of need a lot of space. So the question becomes, where is the border between the animals and the humans? How annoying is that going to be? Where we have 9 on the inside for this? That means that we could put... Yeah, let's do that. Because that means we can put a campfire. We can put a hearth in the middle, which is what traditionally would have happened. So we've got our animal area and we've got our people area. With the animal area, there's often like a bit of a step down into the buyer house. So where's my cobblestone? Let's grab some cobblestone and let's make some slabs. Let's do this. Let's clear this out. The other thing with buyer houses, which I'm not necessarily doing here, they'll put it so that the buyer part of the buyer house, the buyer is the part for the animals. They'll put it so that this part for the animals is downhill from the part of the build for the humans, right? So that way they can also put a drain in, say, this corner here. And all of the waste from the animals will just flow downhill into here. And that way it's a lot cleaner on the inside. The other thing that we see is a lot of stone floors, a lot of dirt floors in buyer houses, but there are also a lot of stone floors. So I'm going to put a stone floor in. Oh, look at that. It was almost perfect. It would have been perfect for the drain. Look at me go. I'm so good. So the entrance is going to be on the buyer side, the animal side of the building. And then there's going to be another entrance here that goes into the people side of the building. That's traditionally how they were made. So we have my nice little turf house. We have the one entrance from over here. And then there's going to be a doorway there. And then there's going to be a wall here. It's all coming together. Maybe we don't do a half-meter step down. Maybe we do a full meter step down. Okay, and then the walls between the buyer part of the building and the living part of the building, the people part of the building, those were often made out of something called wattle and daub. Now, we don't have wattle and daub that we can easily use in Minecraft, but wattle and daub looks like this. Now, it's basically the wattle are the sticks that have been woven to create the wall, and then the daub is the material that kind of seals the wall together and makes it a solid wall, so that you don't have like noise and smells and such passing through the walls as often as you would if the wall were open. Take that one away, and then we go down, but we're also going to take out these two, because this is going to be where our doorway is to get into the human living part of things. So you can see, like, even though the animals are going to be in here, they're not going to be... They're closed off from the human part of the design. So we've got the structure, we've got the main elements of the roof, the bit that's going to hold the roof together. We've got bits on the inside, but I don't want to decorate the inside until I've fully completed the outside, and I need a lot, like way more hay bales. So I'm going to go on a quest for hay bales, and I'll come back when I hopefully have enough to be able to actually put the roof together. So I've been doing some tweaking of gradients, and I went into a creative world where I have like a color map sort of thing, and I've come up with this. Okay, so for the turf walls, right? I know they're all dirt right now, but for actual detail and such, we're gonna go dirt, and then coarse dirt, and then do some oak logs but sideways so that they still look a bit like dirt dried out. And then we're going to do mangrove logs. And then we're going to do some stripped dark oak. And let me put this the right way. Okay, so see that gradient? I feel like that's a good gradient for this. And then what we're going to do for the roof is we're going to do a hay bale here. Yeah, there we go. Hay bale. And then bamboo, like stripped bamboo logs. Or is that what that's called? Bamboo blocks, stripped bamboo blocks, and then some birch planks. I feel like that works. I feel like it gets like some older bits of the thatch roof without it all being just hay bales, which means that it's easier to get all of the materials for it as well, because because let's be honest, it's still gonna take forever and a day to have enough materials for all of these. So yeah, so I'm going to gather a whole bunch of these materials, and then we'll texture this build. And also build the roof. We'll finish the roof. And these roofs were potentially quite steep. And part of that is so that smoke from the hearth can go up through the rafters and not just sit in the area where people are breathing it. And also, a lot of the time there was storage in the upper layers. And in terms of the roofs, we don't necessarily know exactly how the roofs were structured because it doesn't survive. So we get the walls and we get the deposits in the floor. And a lot of the time the thatch roof, well, the reason we know it's thatch is because we find that on the floor, collapsed on the floor. But in terms of how the roofs were actually structured, we really don't have that much information about them. So we know what works through experimental archaeology, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's exactly how they were doing it in the past. Okay, I think we've got the outside done. The hay bales for this took forever, as you can probably imagine. Moon actually gave me 35 or 36 hay bales in addition to all the rest of these. I had to raid multiple villages, and there aren't any plains villages near me. Plains or savanna villages, they're pretty far away. So that took a while. But I like the roof that we've got. I also really like the sort of coloration on the turf. I know a lot of this isn't turf, like materially specifically. It's dark oak and mangrove and oak wood, and then we have coarse dirt and regular dirt as well. But one of the things about archaeological builds is that we could be like super faithful to the materials and use dirt for the walls and then hay bales for the roof, but that's not very nice to look at. It's not very interesting, and it doesn't really match the kind of vibe in terms of color and feeling that these places would have. Instead, I feel like it works better to have some different materials that give a bit of a different color to them, with the primary thing still being, dirt. So we still know this is a dirt hut. It's probably the fanciest dirt hut I've ever built, but it's here. And then the inside, I might switch this up a little bit in the kind of vein or goal of having interesting things to look at on the floor, but we'll see. We'll get some cows in here first and figure out how we want to deal with that. And then up here, I put a floor in and a hearth. So I thought we could use some of the polished tough blocks. They're really nice blocks anyway, and the polished ones make for really good hearthstones. And then I just mixed some brown concrete powder and some packed mud into the floor. So I'm kind of thinking, this is like a dirt floor, but it's not really the same as like a dirt floor outside. It's kind of a finer dirt. It's been worn down. And then the bits where the packed mud, I'm kind of envisioning that it's like dried out a little bit, just to give a little bit of texture. So that's what I've done here. All I've done so far is put in the floor several hours later. Okay, so here's the thing. Couple of things. Number one, I realized that thatch roofs, they tend to have, they tend to be tied with various types of rope or cord or something so that the thatch stays where it's supposed to. So rather than having the hay bales facing out like I had them before, I decided to put them sideways so that we get the ties from the hay bales. It does mean we don't have any ties on the bamboo or the birch planks, so I'm going to put ladders on all of those, and I have an absurd amount of ladders. 4 stacks plus 1. How did that happen? So we're going to put ladders there just so that we can see the kind of ties that these would have. Now, the other thing about thatch roofs is that they often will have like a stone weight at the end of the tie so that it holds it all down and it doesn't blow away, that kind of a thing. I played around with the armor stands for a little bit, but I would need 2 per block, which means I would need about like 100 of them all around the outside of my house. And while it looks really cool, it basically just blocks off the entire rest of the house from decoration. So what I'm gonna do at the very least is kind of decorate the outside of the house, and then I'll see about maybe doing sort of armor stand weights. We'll see. It does look really good, is the thing. I suppose one option is to use grindstones. So a grindstone here. Oh, it does. Oh, but it does line up mostly with the threads. I mean, it's not exact, but it is on this one. It's pretty good on that one. It's 1 pixel off on the other side. That's expensive though, but it's not as expensive as armor stands. So you know what? We're going to do it. We're going to have grindstones all across the thing. All right, hold on. Cue a massive montage of me making grindstones. How does that look? I feel like that works, right? I think that's a simple solution to the problem. Because this is basically what they are. It's basically stones on the end of the ropes, right? That's how they're held down. These are probably a bit big. I mean, you don't use like meter long stones or meter large stones to hold down thatch roofs. But I feel like aside from spending hours and hours and hours getting armor stands to do what I want them to do, I feel like this works. And it makes it a really interesting, it kind of adds, I like it. It adds to the vibe, I feel. Okay, I think I've got the outside, mostly. I'll probably put banners or something. I don't know. But I liked having some little mushroom patches. There's a lot of little mushrooms around here. And some glow lichen. And I realized, because we have the Vanilla Tweaks mini block tweak, you can craft mini blocks in the stone cutter. Right there, mini mossy cobblestone. And you can do it with, like, you can put any block. I don't know if it's every block, but like, yeah, like I can get a mini chest. I don't need to wait for a wandering trader. I only just realized that this was a thing. Can I get a mini pumpkin by putting it in the stone cutter? I can get mini pumpkins! So yeah, and it's like a 1-to-8 ratio. You use 1, you get 8. Same as, basically it's a way to do it without spending the emeralds or waiting for the wandering traders. So that's exciting. And I didn't go crazy with it. I just went, I got some of the little mossy cobblestone blocks because then you can have smaller rocks around, which is cool. And I also included lilacs because they're my favorite Minecraft flower by far. I love a lot of Minecraft flowers, but the lilacs are definitely my favorite. I didn't want to do too much to cover up the podzol because I like the look of the podzol, but I feel like it's nice. I feel like each part of this building has like a new sort of vibe to it, a different sort of feel. Like this is the mushroom patch. And then there's this mossy patch, and then the one that's on the other side over there. There's some lilac. There's a lot of glow lichen on this side. Maybe it's just, I don't know, more damp or something. This one I like that the mossy patch comes out into the forest as well. I like it. I feel like it works. This makes me happy as my house. So now we need to decorate inside. And I think the best way to do that is to close the door and open it again. Actually, there's not a whole lot you can see from the doorway. I added a composter. There's a chest here for stuff. This is for gear and like things that I like to take when I leave a place. I've added just a hay bale and some water, like a water trough over here. It doesn't quite work the way that I like it to because there's the support in the way, but that's fine. I don't mind. And then this is where the big change happened. Are you ready? Ready? Ta-da! Look at how cute this is. So there's a bunch of chests. Well, there are 2 chests down here. And then I made some little benches so that you can sit in my house. There's some benches. And then the hearth. So I have the tough blocks, and then I got one of the fancy tough blocks. And then crafting table and smoker, blast furnace, and regular furnace. So they're making up the rest of the hearth. And I thought it'd be really cool to have the cooking top be one of the new copper trap doors. Also, it helps prevent me from walking into the campfire, which is good because I do that a lot. And then we have some barrels. This one's for food. This one is for like tools that are useful, but I don't use a lot of the time sort of thing. It's like extra stuff that's important, but also not stuff I use every day kind of situation. And then I have a little bit of decoration, like a little mushroom. I'm gonna get, I think, like another little flower pot. I might get like a decorated pot up here. Now you may be wondering, ArchaeoPlays, where's your bed? Well, haha, it's under here. Archaeologically speaking, in these buildings, there would be seating kind of all around the outside of the building. Well, they're outside of the room, I should say, all along the wall of the room, so that people could sit. There could be space for storage. You'd have a lot of space, a lot of table space to be, or flat surfaces to be doing stuff. But then at night, they would generally, as far as we can tell, probably take down their blankets and their furs and any kind of cushioning that they wanted for the evening, and they would lay it out on the same flat surfaces and then go to bed. Because you're going to want to sleep near the fire, because I don't know if you've ever been to Scotland, but it gets cold in Scotland at night. So, and it also gets damp. So staying near the fire is exactly what you want to do. So I figured we couldn't really always like pull out a bed and put it back down. Not if I want a spawn point, and I would like a spawn point at my base. But I thought hiding it away like this would be kind of nice, because this can still theoretically be used. I mean, like, obviously I can't actually put a block on top of it, but it can theoretically be used as a chair still, as like a seat, or something where something could get put on top of during the day. Up here, we have storage. So I've just got like wood/plant-based storage, and then like dirt and stone, and then this is like flowers and saplings and things. This is seeds. This is mob drops. But also, there's this bit. This is important. This is an important part of the buyer house, an important part of my house. This is where the animals are supposed to go, and specifically lots of cows. Maybe not, I mean, like, not like 50 cows in this single room, but like cows are a big deal in Scotland in general, but also in the past. They were one of the most valuable livestock options. There's so many stories about cattle raids. There's a lot of discussion about cattle. There are a lot of laws around cattle and cows. So we got to get some cows. We got to get some cows in my byre house. And the other thing is that with a lot of these byre houses where there would be cows inside, and I mean, like, they might also have sheep or goats or something, but especially if you had cows, they would often have a lock on the outside of the door. So cows were so valuable that they would bring them inside the house with them and lock them up so that nobody could come and steal your cows. So that's what we're gonna do now. We're on a mission for some cows and some sheep. I found 4 cows. I went looking for cows and 4 of them volunteered to follow me back, which I think is a good sign for this season, not gonna lie. And then I bred them, so now we've got 2 little calves as well. So we've got a lot of cows. We've, like, by early medieval Scotland standards, we're doing pretty well. We're doing pretty well, which is great. I'm excited. Right. Okay, well, I think I'll wait on the banners just for now because I don't want to get started on them. I think they'll fit into next episode. I just got the sheep, so next episode's going to be a lot about sheep, basically. Sheep and dyes and banners and such. We'll get a loom set up. It's going to be grand. But yeah, I think that's where we're going to end today's episode. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I'm excited. We've got a house. We've got a bunch of cows. We've got a nether portal. We've got 1,000,000 grindstones, and by 1,000,000 I mean like 80 or 90, somewhere in there. We've got 3 sheep that will have a better pen soon. Tune in to streams and we'll make a better pen for them. And then we've got a crop field. So, you know, I feel like that's a really good first episode. We're doing really well. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and I will see you in the next episode. That's all from me for today. Thank you all for tuning in, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.